Following a hot start to the year, 3-0 our Jacksonville Jaguars sit as we look to move not only into week 4, but through week 7 here today. And we'll be kicking off today with a trade. Dayo Odeyingbo will be headed to the Dolphins. In return, we get a second-year depth player to fill in his spot. Najee Woodley, 70 overall, plus on top of that, a 2028 fifth-round pick. Now, Woodley is just a normal dev player, 24 years old, so on the older side of a second-year player. But he's coming in with some solid speed-to-strength combo with 80 finesse moves, 74 block shedding. He's going to fill in a depth spot for us and save us quite a bit of money. This will also open up more playing time for Austin Booker, a guy that we have recently traded for. And that's also the same for Marquez Hughes, another guy we recently traded for, playing both DT and defensive end for us. And in terms of future, that does take one negotiation off the table, but we still have a lot of big names that we have to make decisions on this year on if they're going to get some contract extensions or if we're going to move on. But speaking of moving into the future, we had a practice injury. Akeem Akwanu will be out this game as we are still waiting to get Mason Smith back. So making his first career start is Al Meadows, another player in which we've traded for recently. 6'4", 332, 23 years old, his third year out of Pittsburgh. And he's coming in with a balanced main set of skills, 78 pass, 277 run. He's got some good strength in lead blocking. However, the finesse is well lacking behind. Pass block power, bit iffy. Run block power should be solid though, and we'll see how he does at left guard. And that takes us right on in to our first game of the episode, and this we will get through quickly. We will play the moments against the Tennessee Titans, a team we played just 2 games ago, looking for an early AFC South sweep. And getting this one underway, looks like we'll be jumping in on offense. Tennessee Titans, they already drove down the field and found the first score of the game, 7-0. It's midway through the first. Or we are at the midfield line, or just about at the midfield line. Kevin Polke's making a couple changes up here, getting that O-line set up, following behind the new starting left guard, or cutting behind and following Quinn Miners goes Travis Etienne. That will be a first down for our Jaguars and will get us back to simming here as they march down to the 20. We've got another third down we'll be jumping in on. 3rd and 2. Need to convert, but we're also looking to find some points here to tie this one up. As we're inside now a minute and a half, not much time has gone by. And threading that one in, it will be Jordan Addison, complete on 3rd, converting to the 12. Will they let us stay on in here to complete this drive? Yes, they will. So we'll stay on in here with the offense down at the 12-yard line. Tight under center set here for Jeff Polk. I believe I called him Kevin earlier. Maybe that's his brother. As a holding call comes in. We've had a lot of issues with holding calls spread across the line this year. This one's against Harrison. So that'll back us on up then on the other side of the 20. Single high safety. 2 tight ends to the right, 2 receivers to the left. As we might have a one-on-one, but not enough time to throw. It's Simmons with the sack. We're all the way back to the 31. That takes us to the break here. Not sure who was guarding Simmons, but I have a feeling it was Al Meadows. A rough end to the first quarter for us, but we start the second with possession with a 2nd and 28. Polk is out there barking to his offensive line. Looks like they tried to shift the blocks towards the way of Simmons. Not enough time to get that one out cleanly. They had Brian Thomas Jr. in a one-on-one, but still couldn't get it out there. Simmons is in his X factor with a split safety look here, two receivers that way. Coverage looks pretty solid. And breaking that one up, intended for Jordan Addison. We'll have to settle on a field goal then. Titans, they do a great job of standing here and forcing our special teams on out as Cam Little will send that right down the middle. We'll get on the board, but some work to do, and our defense needs to lock down that young quarterback here of the Titans. It would appear they will need our help, so we're going to jump out here. Now, just about 3 minutes to go in the second quarter. This game flying by. Soft coverage on the outside. They will find that pass complete to Ferguson. We'll just go ahead and finish out this drive, trying to make a red zone stop. As they hand this one off, Tajay Spears with a burst to the outside. He's got the first down, first and goal. Now, we did have a pretty solid game in that first appearance we had. They look to go back his way as we clog up the middle. Couple guys making some contact. Brings him down at the 3. They've got plenty of different bodies to try to go after. Of course, with the injuries up front, we're rocking a lighter interior to this line. So we'll try to stretch it outside. Good fill by Hall coming in from that linebacker spot to get the stuff. Loss of 2. With the third down, we will drop from the double A gap look. Build some pressure and force a throwaway. So both defenses stand tall here in the red zone and force a field goal, though this one to give the Titans a full touchdown lead. And it will be right down the middle. With limited time to go here in the first half, we'll be starting the drive with the offense at the 34. A tight shotgun look here for Polk, who will have his receiver break open. It was Sexton, but he airmails him while still getting his guy hit. Not exactly the start to the drive we were looking for. Ball stays at the 34. Changing up the look here, 2 tight ends in now, right-hand side. As there is pressure mounting, that one is barely out. This offensive line struggling without Aquanu. A superstar and an X-factor right side. We'll see how that affects them. As this time firing in will be caught. Jordan Addison through that contact will be hurry up here, Jeff Polk. As the defense looks to match, Polk lets their guys get set up. Rolling to the outside and throwing under pressure. He will find Brian Thomas Jr. getting down quickly. And the first timeout will be called there from Coach Boston. A great job, though, from Polk just to get that one out, especially rolling across body. Bunch comes out to the left-hand side here, 37 seconds left. And they're going downfield and underthrown. That's going to be an easy pick by McCreary. It was one-on-one, put some height on it, and Brian Thomas Jr. has the inside leverage. Instead, it comes in low and slow. And our chance to tie this game up before half flutters away with pressure still in the face of Polk. Now, good news as we jump through the half. We don't give up any more points, but we do have a 3rd and 4 here midway through the third. Needing to convert, Polk will scramble, picking up that first down to the 40. Now we need to march down and tie this game up. We'll see if we can get that job done. Going back to Sim, well, how about one play? And we are right back into the red zone. This time, it needs to be a fruitful appearance. At the 19, 2 receivers to the left here for Polk. As he will roll, quick little flip to the outside. That's Addison with a spin. Not going to get by the last defender, but goal to go at the 6. Will be hurry up here from the Jaguars. Though scrunching down the defensive interior. Polk is going to make a change out there. 2 receivers far to the outside. We'll go to the right and just short of the end zone. Down at the 1. I believe that was Sexton with the grab. Poole still looking for his first touchdown. Got his first grab, though, last episode. And coming across, Brian Thomas Jr. He lays out. And the Jaguars tie this game up here in Nashville. Tennessee 10, Jacksonville 10. But I will say, Tennessee, they've found their leader of the future in Collins. He has them driving yet again. down to the 21, flipping the offense though. Heavy unit goes over to the right-hand side. One receiver to the left, and he threw well over the top of the intended target, I believe, Ingram. So the defense will get a stand, and it will be a field goal then, though Tennessee immediately gets the ball right back. We are now inside 4 minutes to go, and they are back inside the red zone. Defense needs to stand tall yet again, giving the ball to the offense to try to find the winner. And they had a receiver wide open, but it's Raheem Griffey with the sack back to the 27. Obviously, we've talked a bit about the defense giving up a lot of yardage here, but only 13 points in almost a full game, so they are still playing well. It's the offense who really hasn't done much in this one. 10 points that we've accounted for. I'm kind of surprised that the Tennessee Titans right now are not extremely chewing that clock. They are taking their time as we approach 2.5 minutes. As they will look to go back to the air, and Hines Allen with another sack, number 4 on the day for the Jacksonville Jaguars. It's 4th and 26, back at the 33. Now they will let that clock run all the way to the 2-minute warning as they try to find a field goal here to make it a 6-point lead. And that they will find rather easily. We need a walk-off touchdown from our offense. It'll be the 31 where we will start off. Jeff Polk has a minute 52, 3 timeouts to get this team into the end zone. Starting with a shotgun look, it's going to be halfback screen. Travis Etienne fighting, and we'll have that first down. Perhaps a little bit more shimmy there, and he might still be running, but we'll take it. As we move inside 1.5 minutes, single high safety here, keeping with that trips look. And we'll check down Etienne by the midfield line and keeping those legs churning. First down, Jaguars. He really is just one impressive player. But we are inside 1 minute to go here, needing that end zone. And thrown across the middle. That's going to be Jordan Addison with another Jaguar first. Oh, they are taking their time. No timeout called yet. Inside 30 seconds to go. I imagine the timeouts will start to flow from here. With touch, back to Jordan Addison, who's down to the 11. Timeout called. Coach Boston. So far, just a perfectly executed 2-minute drive. Fullback comes in, 2 receivers to the right-hand side. Sexton at the line to the left. And rolling all the way to the outside. Getting rid of that one just in time. Leaves 13 seconds to play with. They got to make sure that those 13 seconds ends up with 7 points here, overcoming a 16-10 deficit. Tight look here. And throwing this one out, it's lofted for Sexton, who has the end zone with 8 seconds to spare. Jacksonville ties the game. Extra point will be for the lead. But of course, timeout called beforehand as they're trying to ice Cam Little on a straight ahead kick. Shouldn't be a problem. You never quite know with kickers in this league, but will not be a problem here today. 17-16, just 8 seconds to hold. But by the time the offense would see the field, that would just be 5 seconds. One play. Hail Mary attempt in Tennessee. As they flood all the receivers to the left sideline, chuck it downfield into triple coverage, tipped away. And the Jaguars will steal one here in Nashville, sweeping the Tennessee Titans through just the first 4 games of the season. Offense didn't show up outside of a couple key moments. Defense, though, had them locked down to just 16 points throughout a full 4 quarters. In our first mostly sim game, we will take that. And following that game, which sends our Jaguars to 4-0 through the first quarter of the season, media already wants to know where the headspace is with Coach Boston. Does he imagine this team can keep this up? And with the fact that we just came off our first ever Super Bowl win, largely this team has been kept intact. The sky's the limit. 12 to 14 is most definitely a possibility, but we've just got to make sure we keep up this pace. And that's heading into a week 5 game right before a pretty early bye against the 1-3 Falcons. This is a game you could overlook, but one that we shouldn't. The Falcons, as it stands right now, are the league's worst defense in points per game. 32nd, giving up almost 32 points a game. Meanwhile, their rush offense and rush defense are both 28th in the league. They average 68 rushing yards while giving up nearly 109. They did pull off a win in week 1, despite a 14-point fourth quarter by Tampa Bay, beating them 31-24. And then they got blanked by the Chicago Bears, losing 38-0. And then had a close battle against the Saints, a team that gave us some fits in week 1, 35-30. But then the Bucks got their revenge just last week with an overtime walk-off 30-24. And Michael Penix Jr. is now the sole man at the helm here in Atlanta. In his 4th year of play, he's coming in with some solid deep accuracy. Short is all right, medium just a little bit below. It's got some solid arm strength, some ability to scramble, but they just don't have too strong of a core when it comes to their receiving game. Drake London, very hit or miss. Same could go with Mooney, who seems to be their fastest receiver on roster. Who knows, perhaps the young man and Marquise candidate can provide the spark that this team needs. Because right now, it surely is not Bijan Robinson. Outside of week 1, he's barely put up over 50 yards a game, and he didn't even play in week 3. So as we get game number 2 underway, we head back to Duval. In a battle of the South, Jacksonville Jaguars host the Atlanta Falcons. We look to move to 5-0. Meanwhile, the Atlanta Falcons look to turn things around before you start thinking it might be time to trade some guys. And as we get set to kick this one off, plan is for this to be the main game of the episode. Cook with the boot. We are underway here in Duval, facing the Falcons. As Grant looks to return this down the middle to the 30, will be where Michael Penix Jr. and the Falcons offense kickstart their game. And it hasn't been the cleanest year. I mean, we saw that they have struggled. Penix, 7 touchdowns to 5 interceptions as they look to get the running game started, but Bijan is quickly taken down. We'll see if they plan to use him a bit more in the receiving game today. We do have a lot of speed, though, on this defense, so see how well we contain as there's a great pass breakup. Emerson, the rookie, he swatted that one down with some conviction. 3rd and 9, split backfield. They got Bijan to the right, Grant in the back, and it will be a pass under pressure. Flag comes down as he rolls into Hines Allen. Looks like we might have a hold here. We can decline. Defense picks up the stop. Now look at our offense out there rather quickly. We'll start at the 44 as well. Terrific field position. Now obviously the offense not coming off a great game, rather lackluster, but came to play when it counts most. Of Forrest Buckner. What a hit. Might have to check on ETN Jr. Just got his head nearly ripped off. We don't even gain a yard. It's 2nd and 10. As we look to go to the passing game here, Polk, he's going to quickly leak out to the left. Sliding down, picking up that first down. Risky to wait until that late to slide down. He doesn't take any hits. And we've got a first down to the 46. Going back to the running game here, and another shoulder to Travis as Yellow falls in the backfield. This will be a holding call of our own. That one comes in on right tackle Rashawn Hartwell. Iquanu has returned to this game, though, so the offense rocking at full strength, as it'll be out to Levi Brown, taken down. About a loss of 2 by Foye Oluwakin. That almost got past me here. Former starting linebacker traded in the offseason to the Falcons. Trying to resurrect their defense. He makes a big stop there. Under pressure and taking the sack, it's Weary. And a 3rd and 27 here for our Jaguars. Not a good look for the offensive line to start this game. Holding call, giving up that pressure. That's been consistent this year. We got 2 spread to the right-hand side as the Falcons bring the heat. Make it 2 straight sacks, and we'll end this drive as well. Credit that one to Craig. Good news is our first drive lasted slightly longer than the Falcons, but they're going to get the ball right back. Starting at the 32, following behind number 32, it's Bijan for 1. Keeping those running lanes tough. That is the game plan here today. Force Penix to beat us with, again, that lackluster receiving core. As Walker gets pressure, we could get sacks too. Another one for the Jaguars. Credit to Trayvon Walker. This could very well just become a battle of which defensive line is going to pick up the most amount of sacks. As it's Walker again with pressure, though that one is thrown on a dime. First down, Penix converting on the long 3rd. I believe that was man-on-man coverage with Devin Lloyd. It was tight, just didn't quite get that head around. Play action here. And lofted pass a little bit too high. Once again, we're seeing some tight coverage there from the rookie in Emerson, playing slot corner this year for our Jaguars. Motion across is the fullback, and not enough time to even look up for a receiver. It's Hines Allen with his 2nd sack of the game, and another 3rd and long. This time the defense will hopefully make the stop. Falcons back to the 35. They go with 2 out to the right-hand side, try to get the screen to Bijan Robinson, but taken down quickly. Defense with another stand and another punt forced. We'll have to see if our offense can take care of business this time. Starting back at the 19, under center is Polk. Hand this one off, ETN with a hard cut left side, fights off of 2 different tacklers, and he's got the first down, gain of 13. Finally found a little bit of some room to run without getting that head ripped off to the 31. Inside a minute to go here in the first quarter. And a wide open outside, that's going to be Baker. Puts on a spin and shimmies off the tackler. Another first down for the Jags as they look to go hurry up here. Trying to take advantage of the time left in the quarter. Corner, actually safety rolling down right-hand side. Polk with a check at the line. Going to make sure he has that blocking. Lofting that one out and finding the corner on a Lewican. ETN toe taps for an extra 2 to 3 at the end of that one. Out at the 37. By no means trying to throw shade at a former player who helped us win a Super Bowl. But that lack of speed that has diminished. Very much a reason we traded him away. As that ball is blocked by Weary's face mask, will send us to the end of the first quarter, 0-0 in Duval. Or Jaguars looking to change that as we get the second quarter flowing. At the 37, it's 2nd and 10. And it's ETN back down the middle. He'll rumble for 7 more. That'll leave a 3rd and short then for the Jaguars, as they'll come at it with a bunch to the right-hand side. ETN in the back next to Polk. Though we do have some early shifting around here, some zig motion for Poole. Distraction to open up Addison for another first down. He's seemingly become Polk's main target, using Brian Thomas Jr. more as that specialty route kind of guy. And they've got the Texas route to Sexton for the first. How about a little angle there from the tight end? Sets us up, goal to go as we approach 6 minutes left. It's ETN trying to cut back weak side, but no gap. Just a bounce back to the line of scrimmage. And we'll add another man back there, Madison Turner, the fullback, for 2nd and goal. ETN, still no room. This time it will go as a loss of 1. Foye Oluwakin meets him in the gap and forces a 3rd and goal. 2 receivers to the left. Weak eye. And Polk will step up here. Looks for the cutback lane, is short of the goal line, plus the laundry. Will end up being yet another holding call, but one that will be declined. 4th and goal. The offense stays out there just at about the 1.5 yard line. Two receivers spread either side. Polk snaps that ball, fires it in, and it's off the hands of Brian Thomas Jr. That ball was thrown so hard, it ricocheted off of Brian and out of the back of the end zone. It's either that or simply he got scared and just didn't want to take a hit, so he dropped it. It's a turnover on downs. Starting backed up, it's play action, and wide open is one of their tight ends. Jaguars brought the heat. Yancey in hot pursuit, catching up, but will not get there in time. It's a 99-yard touchdown for Gabe McCoy, tight end 2. Jaguars sold out for the safety, and they give up 7. That's just a massive turn of events. You had a touchdown quite literally dropped by your number 1 receiver. And then touchdown goes the opposite way. Under pressure here, there is a flag down as that one is tossed up to Addison. We'll see what this flag is for. And it's another holding call. Akeem Ekwonu now, so the entire interior of the offensive line already has a holding call. We're not even at halftime yet. 2 spread either side here. See how the Jaguars respond. Getting that one out to their man in ETN. He's going to pick up 19. This offense solely ran through him a couple years ago. That load started to be split last year. A little bit more this year, but they're going his way early in this game. Right back to him on the handoff. First down rumbling. Now if they could just find a little bit of that success running the ball with the passing game, we might find ourselves moving a little bit more smoothly here. Throwing outside, finds the rookie tight end in Poole. The quick throw finds the quick connection and the quick hurry up here for the offense. Keep with the same look. Jaguars bring that blitz, dancing around in the backfield and getting rid of it is Polk. Rice, he forced the pressure on that one. It leaves the Jags with a 3rd and 4. Hard count, and about 4 different players move. The refs are going to call it encroachment. Patrick Nickerson, the culprit, will be a first down for the Jags then at the 42. Change up their look here with a single high safety. And they'll look downfield, and they've got to feel very lucky that one was dropped. They had Addison wide open on a wheel route for a touchdown. The well-timed hit nearly sent that ball straight to a DB. Play action here and throwing held on to by Brian Thomas Jr., but it might be for naught as we've got more yellow. Another hold called on Antone Harrison and sends us through the 2-minute warning. So all but Luke Bacon now have a holding for us as we've got 2 minutes, a 2nd and 20. Back on the other side of the 50. Lofted for Thomas, who will run under it. No yellow in the backfield. Jaguars, though, they're not going to waste time. They're going to quickly get down there and make sure that there's not a chance for a ref to throw some yellow as he just happened to see a very late holding call. Rolling and into pressure. Polk not able to get rid of it. Maybe hurried up too much. Rice will get the sack this time and move us inside a minute to go. Back to the 30, 2nd and 26. 1 step forward, 1 step back, and caught down at the 1. A timeout comes in there, Coach Boston. It was Jordan Addison holding on to that one. Jesse Bates thought he might have had a pick. Now the Jags, they've got to knock this ball in, not have a turnover on downs, and then an immediate 1-play touchdown drive to follow. Polkey's barking out some calls with a goal line v. goal line set. It's Travis untouched until he crosses that plane. Then he takes the big hit. But the Jaguars leveled this game as we are about 40 seconds away from halftime. But the Falcons would not be able to do anything with those 40 seconds. So we head to halftime. 7-7 Jaguars tie things up after they very well could be up in this game 14-0 right now. We'll take a quick look around the league, any updates that impact us. And first up, we have the Colts taking on the Panthers in a close game, 10-7. Colts currently 2-2. Panthers 1-3. We've got a big rivalry happening, actually coming to a close as the Titans, they get the win over the Texans 19-17. Second win for Collins, the rookie. With the AFC South completely covered there, we could get back to our game. Second half underway, Jacksonville with the ball, starting at the 27. As it'll be Etienne with the spin move. Just wrecked that linebacker's ankles, and it was not Foye Oluokun. We would have felt a little bit bad about that. But it's still one heck of a run from Travis. Right down the middle, just shaking that man. Spread empty to follow. As Jags having to find somewhere to go, no one quite open, and it is the fourth sack on the game for the Falcons. He's developing plays not working against Atlanta. Changes clearly need to happen. They weren't made immediately at the break. Throwing outside and quick turn up down the sideline. That's a great connection. But Sexton is a bit shaken up here, holding at his lower back. He'll make his way to the sideline. Of course, one of the big news in the offseason was the fact that he dropped about 15 pounds. He's playing pretty healthy this year. Hopefully he's able to get back in there. As for now, it will be Poole to lead the way. And in motion, very much leading the play here, Travis Etienne with another first down rush down the gut. This does mean we might see the Mr. Irrelevant was a receiver that they moved over to tight end. We'll point him out if he sees the field again. Throwing quickly outside, but not quick enough to avoid yet another penalty. Is this one going to be on Luke Bacon? That is a no. Instead, number 2 for Harrison. So 1st and 20 back to the midfield line. Going spread empty. Polk having to dance around the pocket. He finds some space. He's going to take the contact and pick up a gain of 12. Oh, it looks like he feels that hit out there a little bit. One of those things that you love to see in your quarterback leading the team, but also you hate to see when your quarterback takes a big hit. Makes things a little bit more manageable, though, with a 2nd and 8. As they go back to the run, but nowhere to go. Worry, he contained the inside. It was Ebikadi on the outside, forcing Etienne back in, and it's now 3rd and 8. With a hard count, no one jumps. Won't be anything free here. And it's Wary again. A 4th and 9 at the 40. And this really is a decision to make then for Boston, who sends the offense out on the field. 4th and 9. About the outside of field goal range. A player jumped early. They do not flag it, and it's picked off by Oluokun. This should have been a free play by the Jaguars. He gets by Polk. It's Oluokun for the lead. Well, you can mail a thank you basket to the men out there in the white and black stripes. The DT jumps early. Should have been a free play. Not exactly a good throw there from Polk. Needed height under that one to get it to Addison. But it definitely should have not been a touchdown for the Falcons. Well, the revenge plot line sure is sweet. Gives Atlanta a 14-7 lead about midway through the 3rd. Offense back out. And it's been a struggle to get things going consistently with all the pressure building. Polk, he's going to scramble here, sliding down at the 40. They need him to stay clean, but we also need to make sure we're getting this ball downfield. Going hurry up pretty early on here. Pass across the middle. This time plucking it out of the air is Addison. He still continues to be this team's main receiving target, especially when you got Brian Thomas Jr. just straight up dropping touchdowns. 2nd and 3. Handing this one off. It's Etienne down the middle for the first, a gain of 5. Very much has been either him or Addison today. Good news, though, looks like Sexton back out there over on the right-hand side of the line. As it's Jeff Polk looking to set up some play action under pressure and ripping that one to the sideline. He does still end up taking some pretty solid contact, though. 2nd and 10, just by the midfield line. And it's Brown in, and the spin there to open up a great gain of 1. It is better than losing yards on the play, but you got to wish to get something a little bit more there on that screen. 3rd and 9, hard count, no one jumps this time. But there's immediate pressure. Polk, he bounces to the outside. He will get what he can, setting up a 4th and 3. Joyner forcing him out at the 40. This is another spot that you could look to try to hit a field goal, but the offense will stay out there again, hoping not to see what happened last time. Hard count. This time the offensive line moves to ensure the referees throw the flag. It will be a free first down on Weary. Really sucks when the offensive line has to point out the fact that a guy jumped early, even when you're playing at home. Where's the home field advantage? Going downfield, though, it's Baker with the perfect pass. He can't hang on. White and Bates jar it free. And that was a money ball by Jeff Polk. Couldn't ask for a better throw. We'll have to ask for something more here, as that one's lofted and well covered Aluakin. He took away Jordan Addison going across the middle. He knows how this offense runs. He's played against him a lot in practice. 3rd and 10. Open, though, this time is Thomas, who's got the first down. An extra hit there. Not going to take away the yardage. It's a first down, Jaguars to the 23, but we need a touchdown to stop on defense and some more points to take a lead. As they look to go with a quick throw, taking the big hit is Poole. Hard to hold on to that one when you got a shoulder in your mouth before you could even fully get to that ball. Great job, though, from the defender. That's what you're paid to do. Throwing again quickly. This time it is Sexton. Short gain. It seems like that's what's working best against this Falcons defense. As they walk the corner, close to the line over on the right-hand side. 3rd and 6. Got to convert here. But getting dropped for the 6th sack of the game. It's 4th and 8. With it being such a long distance, you would imagine that the team would be setting up a field goal here. Not the case, but it will be another free play. As that's fired across the middle, Aluakin with a big hit, but we will have a 4th and 3 to start the 4th quarter. We will obviously accept that penalty, but we've got some work to do here to close out this game. Falcons currently lead 14-7. You either go with that field goal or try to convert on 4th. Well, it's the offense of the Falcons cheering on their defense as the offense of the Jaguars stay on the field. Hard count, another player jumps early. It goes unflagged, under pressure, and the ball hits the turf. These refs have missed 2 key false starts or encroachments on the defense that have, 1, directly resulted in a touchdown and the lead for the Falcons, and 2, a chance to really put a stamper on things in the 4th. Of course, both times we could have settled for a field goal and we would be up right now by 6 points. Not the case, as this pass is downfield and broken up Jerrion Jones. If we're speaking frankly, we really haven't seen this Falcons offense much at all today. Time of possession has very much gone to the Jaguars, just not the points, but downfield. Your defensive end, Hines Allen, picks off that ball. We take over plus side at the 38. However, he appears to be a little banged up after that play. Well, the celebration a little short-lived, but we could re-hype things back up here by getting that ball into the end zone, tying this game. Throwing quickly, it's caught Sexton. This Falcons defense is flying around, kind of makes you wonder where they've been the whole year, especially in that 38-0 whooping by the Bears. Travis Etienne, he gets a screen to the outside and bursts to the 19. You've got Jeff Polk doing as much as he can out there today, especially with how much pressure has been given up early this season. He's taken quite a few hits, but he's got us inside the red zone. We just have to finish this one off. Another quick throw finds a short gain Sexton, and hurry up here for the offense. Trip stays to the right-hand side as it'll be an RPO. The Forrest Buckner eats it up. He's just been a wrecking crew down the middle today. A 3rd and 10 then for our Jaguars. One-on-one, it looks like, spread to the left-hand side. Look to take advantage of that. Turn with the catch, and Thomas dropped another. This guy was being a diva last year, wanting to get runs as well as catches. He can't even hold on to the ball. It looks like Boston will settle for a field goal attempt coming off of that. Two big drops, Brian Thomas Jr. in this game, leaves it 14-10. Falcons still in front, but if we could get another stop and get that ball back, we could still come out on top. I'll say it wouldn't be amiss if the defense decides to just get that taken care of themselves. Good news, Hines Allen is out there to start this drive, but we just left a man wide open. And we might have also just spent all of our luck on that drop, or perhaps Madden paying us back for all the drops by Brian Thomas Jr., who has a pretty good catching rating, if I might add. We leave another man open. He catches it this time. He gains 7 and gets out of bounds. Now, I do have some updates here for you. Hughes is going to be your main DT moving forward the rest of this game. Junior Alford out, Griffey back in, and it's a third down through the hands of 10. I believe that is Candidate, their young receiver, who drops 2 of 3 passes this drive. But beggars can't be choosers. We get the stomp, and now it's up to our offense. We need to drive down this field and take that lead. Starting with a heavy set, it's Etienne who breaks it to the outside, though thought Aluakin was stepping up. He tries to truck him, and the guy simply wasn't there. That's going to take some yardage off the total of that run, but gain of 9 on first down, can't complain. Going right back to Etienne. He's got the first down this time. We'll see if that's the game plan moving forward the rest of this game, as they are chewing clock as well. They do not want the Falcons to have that ball much at all on offense, as Etienne breaks the tackle. He had Quinn Miners down second level, pancaking guys. Not too bad of a halfback draw. Sammy Perkins checking in, first time we're seeing him today. 3 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. He finds some space and another first down for the Jaguars. Kind of got to wonder if Coach Boston is trying to suck down this defense until time is almost gone. Take that shot over the top and walk away with another late game win. But right now, Perkins carrying for another first down. He's got fresh legs. And we're all for letting those legs go to work on a tired out defense. We go through the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to go. That's quite obvious, as Perkins tracked down at the line this go around. And we see a little bit of hurry up now from the offense. Shaking things up, Sexton Baker, they're going to move over to the left-hand side. Single high safety for the Falcons, as it will be play action rolling. A lofted pass with the toe taps. First down, Brian Thomas Jr. Brings out the theatrics, though can't do the simple plays, which is just catch the ball that it's in your hands. Following Aquanu here, it's Sammy Perkins, another gain of 8. As we're inside a minute and a half. Really letting this time melt away from the Falcons. They might have to call their own timeouts here shortly, or trust their defense to get the stops. That lane nearly split for Perkins. Instead, it's 3rd and inches. And we're inside 30 to go. 3 timeouts for Jacksonville as well. Perkins to the left-hand side has the first down. But we've got holding. This time, Rayshawn Hartwell, his second of the game, and it's now 3rd and 9 rather than a first down. Coverage sitting off here for the Falcons. And they throw it just over the top of the linebacker and find Jordan Addison. Just talk about touch there from Jeff Polk. What a throw. And the receiver actually held on to it. 16 seconds to go. First timeout is called, and Sammy Perkins can walk on in for the go-ahead touchdown. Jeff Polk orchestrates yet another great drive, but you got to give props outside the penalty to the O-line. The run game was dominant to take almost 5 minutes off the clock here in the fourth quarter. And for the second straight week, that pins the opposing quarterback with a Hail Mary to try to close the game. Michael Penix throws that one well short. It's tipped up and bobbled, but will hit the turf. It's a win here in Duval. Another close battle. Defense has shown up these last 2 games. The offense really hasn't. But we will take the win, going 5-0, heading into our first bye. But we still got one more game to get through, so don't you go anywhere. Take a quick bathroom break, grab a snack, and we'll head right on in to Game 3. And game 3 just so happens to be against one of the AFC's best, a constant top dog, though a Bill. From Buffalo, we take on the 4-2 Buffalo Bills, looking to go 6-0, staying atop the AFC. But with the offense struggling as they have been, this game we are going to focus solely on the offense unless the defense needs us late on. So kickstarting this game, we got the ball at the 30. And we're looking to get that run game well established here early on, because that is what saved us these last couple games. Etienne, he's ran hard, and then we bring in those fresh legs at the end to polish things off like we won the last game doing it. How we've done it every game so far this year. Etienne splits the gap. He picks up 4. And every year, teams are always going to be a little bit different. And it seems like this year we might need to focus a bit more on this running game. So that will be the plan moving forward, though. Going to the air here. We had 2 open tight ends and couldn't get the ball out cleanly. So 3rd and 6 it'll be then. This Buffalo Bills team pretty good on defense. They're top 10 in 2 of the 3 categories. Though we are going to find Jordan Addison for yet another first down. He shakes the safety. He's got speed. Adams, though, will catch up, dragging him out at the 14. Big conversion yet again, though, for Jordan Addison, who's all business. He's just going to get right back onto the huddle as they bring out the fullback here. Fullback dive, and we've got a lead blocker to the 1. Not a touchdown yet for Travis Etienne. That one was close with several lead blockers, and we bring out all the lead blockers here. It's a wide formation with a toss outside. Etienne cuts, but big old number 90 will bring him down. It's Carter. Don't mark that a loss of 2 on first. It's 2nd and goal now at the 3, but they vacate the middle to match the spread look here of the Jaguars. Hand it off. Travis, he tried to go through the other DT. Barkley has to come in to actually get that stop, but it does work out here for the Bills. They're forcing a 3rd and goal as Polk is making a couple changes out there. It's Etienne, this time to cap off the drive. Jaguars end their first drive here with a touchdown. Exactly what we need to see moving forward. Efficient offense. Let the big boys go to work where they go to work. The pass blocking hasn't been there. The run blocking, though, has been pretty good. As we look to move forward here, defense, they pick up the stop. That is what we want. Defense doing what they do best, giving our offense a chance to take a 2-score lead, starting back at the 20. Shotgun look here as Polk will step up. A little shimmy. He's got bunch of yardage, sliding down, a gain of 17. Sometimes I feel like I have to not only reintroduce it to myself, but you all as well. His speed is sub 80, but he's shifty. Etienne, he's also going to avoid, I believe that was Barkley. He's got a gain of 9. A couple good moves there in some tight space, picking up that yardage to the 46. They bring the blitz, not going to help them out too much. We got another first down. Travis Etienne already about at his normal carry limit for the first quarter. Going to go spread empty here. Etienne all the way to the left-hand side. And throwing this one in time to Sexton, picking up 6. And once again, he looked to be holding at his back, but is going to get up quickly. He'll make his way to the sideline for now. Well, it does seem that he's not getting as injured in terms of severity. The occurrence-wise is still about the same. Etienne, though, he's got a burst of speed to the outside, tiptoeing for an extra few. Already at 9 carries, 59 yards. We'll finally let him catch a breather here as Brown checks in shotgun. Haven't seen too much from him this year. They go his way on the screen. He's got the blocker in front, and there's not much more to do besides just sprint to the end zone. Jaguars, they take a 2-score lead in Buffalo. And once again, shout out O-line. The blocking was perfect. Quinn Miners got downfield to block the last man. And all Brown has to do is show off that high school track speed of his, taking it to the house. A great start here in Buffalo. Defense, can we keep that going? Bills march down and find their first set of points, 7, making this one 14-7 with 5:07 left to go here in the first half. Offense back out with Brown at running back, and he's going to get scrunched in the backfield. Loss of 2. It's Russo around the edge with help at Oliver. Now, the safeties are playing rather shallow here. See if they look to pass downfield, and it's one-on-one with Baker. Almost had it off the tip, but that one does hit the ground safely with a holding call to boot. So 2nd and 22 then for Polk back at the 14. They stick with the same formation still here as they go back to the screen. It's Brown cutting back towards the middle. He'll lower his shoulders to try to fight forward as much as he can. And that does, however, still leave 12 to go. They change up the look. Etienne checks in here. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. They bring a blitz off that side. Throwing downfield is Baker, but jumping in front to break that one up and end the drive is the Buffalo Bills safety. We'll have to rely then on the defense to try to get us a stop here. And it looks like they do. I don't know. I saw that big blue streak head down the sideline. Apparently, it's getting the stop. With 2:15 to go. Try to once again gain a 2-score lead here before the break. Flipping this one, Jordan Addison. Tough hit, but he picks up 9. And that'll take us through the 2-minute warning. But with limited time to go here, are we going to see much running or are we going to see passing continue? It's 2nd and 1. Pulling guard Aquanu sets the space for Travis to rumble. 66 yards, that's 6.6 yards an average on his runs here today. Offense gets back to it quickly, just flips that formation. Polk, he's going to scramble to the outside here, look to pick up a blocker. Maybe not, he picks up 3. Great job, though, from Russo to keep up with Polk. With a 2nd and 7, safety walks down left-hand side, and they're going to leak out another halfback screen. This time it's Etienne with the spin move. He makes that defender fall flat on his face. He's shifty for the quote-unquote old man running backs, 28 years old. Not that old in the NFL, but for some reason, Madden does not like them. Continue at the rate that they have. Big block there, Addison, as Polk weaves down to the 14. Timeout called there, Coach Boston. Now, things haven't gone extremely well for Polk either these last couple games. He's looking a little bit better out the gate here, but also he's had to deal with some really bad drops from his receivers. Etienne on the check down, and they might look to go hurry up here. And 20 seconds runs off the clock. Last I checked, hurry up does not take 20 seconds, so that's a Madden issue, but that's our fault. We leave 2 timeouts out on that field, and we very easily could have extended our lead. Once again, we'll look for some AFC South updates with another rivalry taking place. Colts this time, and the Texans, and it's Colts on top. They're currently 4-2, their best start to the season so far this series. With no update for the Titans, we're going to get right into our second half. Defense, hold on to this lead, and they will. Bills drove. Perhaps we forced a turnover starting at the 28. It's going to be I form here for Jeff Polk. Travis Etienne, the running back, gets picked up and slammed down. Gain of 5. But he's just been a rock star out there here for our Jacksonville Jaguars today. 11 carries, 71 yards. We'd like to get him an extra touchdown as we start following right behind Aquanu, close to another first down gain, but does leave about half a yard needed. So 3rd and 1, it's number 1 in the backfield with a tight single back set. And it'll be Travis right back down the middle, picking up yet another first down on this Bills front 7. Run game has been steady marching behind a big boy offensive line here. Polk trying to play off of that with a little bit of some play action. No one quite getting open, though. What a move then late from Jordan Addison to find space and pick up that first down. He and Polk really have developed a strong connection. Wish we could say that about Brian Thomas Jr., just really has not been the case, as Etienne just sticks behind his blockers. That'll be one of his shorter gains of the day, only a gain of 2. Madison Turner, he's going to motion out, make that a bunch left-hand side, and a toss that way. Etienne will get outside with some speed. First down to the 32. And please do pay no attention to the man glitching out in the back. It's Madden. What more could we ask for here? 1st and 10 as we're inside a minute to go here in the third. Taking our time, tipped away from Addison. He had a good step, and that was even better play by the safety to tip that one away, and we're lucky, honestly, it wasn't picked off. Brown checks in here at running back as he does not find much room, just 3. Where does Polk look to go here? They need 7. He doesn't like the initial look. He's going to flip things here. Then Sexton to the left, Thomas over to the right. They like to flood, and that they will do, but under pressure, he eats the forearm of Russo before getting sacked back at the 35. Well, that ends the time here in the third quarter. We will have a field goal attempt to try to get that 2-score lead to open up the 4th. Cam Little, he's been pretty solid this year. A 52-yard attempt, right hash, and right down the middle. 17-7 here in Buffalo. Once again, we got to rely on our defense to continue doing what they do. Interception, Terrence Yancey, peek behind. And he's playing free safety today. We actually had Cisco injured in practice leading into this game, so he moved over. He's making big plays here. A chance to really put the nail in the coffin. As they throw left side, it's to Sexton to the 8. And it is nice seeing him able to battle through these injuries now rather than in years past where he's been having to sit out for weeks on end. Travis cuts left side, stonewalled at the 1, but puts him at 101 on the day, 16 carries. We came into this one with a game plan, and right now the offense is executing that game plan. Shotgun look here, and Travis, he looked to go airborne, but he didn't need to. He will slide into that goal line and give us a wide margin ahead of the Bills. Big thanks to the defense for that. As they pick up yet another stop, they went for it on 4th, and they come up short. So it's time to let this clock start to roll as we take over once again inside the 25. It's 24-7 here as Etienne nowhere to run. After a hard day's work, I think it's time we get Sammy Perkins in here. See what he could do late on with a 2nd and 10. It's a power run left side. Tries the shimmy. He's got 3. And an injury to our number 3, Jordan Addison. This could be big. He's been a first down machine for us. Head to the locker room. Really hope that is not a big one, but that will open up some playing time here for Colbert as well as Baker. Right now, the trust in Brian Thomas Jr. is not high. Getting to the outside, Polk. He's got the first down to Baker. And another injury. As Antone Harrison hits the deck, he too will join Addison in the locker room. Really don't like the look of these injuries here late on, but that does bring in one of our early picks in this last class, Starks, over on that left side. Etienne checks in following behind, and he's going to get 5 more. And another injury? Are you kidding me right now? 3 straight, all of which are going to the locker room. In a game where we are currently dominating some of the toughest competition in the AFC, we have lost several key players. 2nd and 5, and look, there's no blocking because of it. That was Foster who had to check in due to that injury to Bacon, and he gives up the immediate rush. So 3rd and 8 then, please, no one else get injured. We got a bunch to the right-hand side. I don't even care if we get a touchdown here. I just don't want someone to drop down as Polk is inches short of the goal line. But Boston, after all that, we can't let those players go down in vain. We need some points off of it. 4th and inches, and it's Jeff Polk with a dirty hit there, but a dominant lead here against the Bills. That is the nail in the coffin, and we've got to go check on some of these injuries. I'm really not a fan of cliffhanger type endings, but this at least does add some suspense to the end of this video. Are we about to lose our two main guys on the offensive line? Have we lost our best receiver of the year who just came in and had a dominant episode today? Right when we're starting to get that running game flowing as well. This could really shake up the year after a really good start to the year as well. 6-0. And the moment of truth is not a pretty one. Cisco actually is going to miss 2 games, including that Bills game. Antone Harrison, he's going to miss just 1. Could be worse. We are set to get Mason Smith back for the first game next episode. We are going to be without Luke Bacon for the next 3 games, same as Jordan Addison, both toward their labrum in that game. So we're going to need some of these other receivers to step up. We're going to really test out the depth on this team. And for the rookie that we drafted, he will be getting the start for the next few games, hoping that's not going to take much away from our offense. And on top of that, we are going to probably have to start Foster. And he was someone I was looking to maybe even trade before the deadline. And heading into week 8, we will not have the opportunity to do that. So I think next time we'll probably slow things down a little bit. We'll get through just 2 games. Week 8, any final trades we need to make need to happen now. And potentially, maybe even bringing in another offensive lineman to help us through this gap might be something we need to do. We got the Seahawks first. We got the Chiefs second. Chiefs are currently 3rd in the AFC at 5-2. Luckily for us, we got that dominant win over the Bills, so that knocks them down a little bit. They were previously 4th, top of the AFC East, but the Jets have played 1 less game, so they jump on top. Baltimore, once again on our heels here, 5-1. But that will conclude today's episode. We got a lot done. Let me know by both in the comments down below and by hitting that like button on if you like the format of this episode. We went through a full game as normal. We got a play the moment, so a little bit of offense, a little bit of defense in that first game against the Titans, and we focused on a group that I felt like we really needed to, playing just with the offense in that last game. We'll be back next Wednesday to get through these next 2 games, but do not miss on Friday. We got the Stanford Cardinal in a second rivalry game this week. It's rivalry week. USC was on Monday. If you missed it, check that one out. Notre Dame on Friday. And we'll see you back here as the Jaguars look to find not only 7-0, but 8-0, despite just having their offensive line slashed and their leading receiver taken out for the next few games.